There you guys have it. That was our post-game breakdown, getting us all caught up, and the leaderboards themselves, Aussieantics, you can already see is becoming to be more and more interesting as players are falling behind. What will happen with Miro, who was just first place, right? He's on fire, now slipping behind here. But the action is going to continue to unfold, and we already have things popping off here, Aussie. It's Duffy Bag, Durant,
who's backing themselves to adapt quicker than everyone else, because that's what you're kind of backing when you go to a new POI like that. You're just trusting that you have the game experience, the knowledge to learn that drop better than other people, or you just want to try something new. It's going to be interesting to see as P-God, someone that you were talking about last game, coming through and just walking through Cobalt, or running through him, I should say, with that pepper popped. With that increased speed he has from the pepper, and this player, unless he got some shields out of that chest, it's not looking good, as I think I hear the ominous sound of Marauders possibly rolling up. I hear some gunfire spray, I hear some stinks, but it's actually going against P-God. Gets away from it, back inside the builds. Can he get through? And he does with that pepper pops, just phases straight through that wall, and P-God clearing out Holy.
That's right, clearing it out indeed, and it's all his now. And another person that has to continue to do the same here would be FaZe Dubs. Dubs, pressure is on now, because this is a fight that looks like was not going in his favor. He had to force out a big pot, possibly even some extra minis there. He's only on 3 now. It's the 50-50 exchange, though. The attack is going to best him, and it looks like Not Builds is going to get the best of him. And not only that, he has...
We see it now. So last game we talked about it, this mythic POI. We saw Dubs take out Not Builds. Now Not Builds takes out Dubs. Those mythic POIs have that. If you walk away, yes, your chance to win goes up massively, but you need to walk away. If you're going down 2, maybe 3 games, it's going to be a big deal. Adrian here not going down, though. Takes down Grazka, someone we saw right into the end game last time. I think he had to have been in that top 15, top 20 position.
Right, known for taking advantage of that and trying to really get into players' boxes. Let's see how he's gonna do here. He's already finding the tags that he needs, and that's the confidence that I know he can exert in PvP, and that's his style. That's why he was at the top coming into today.
Needs to get this next zone if he wants to find a big purchase, and there it is. Just look at all those bases just set up in front of him, all those 1x1s. Those are all individual eyes that can be on him now and can make this rotate incredibly difficult for him. As we see, though, never mind, maybe that decision to go a little bit later worked in his favor. Al being held by the players in front, and then Joji just being clinical with that epic pistol. We're seeing it play into the meta more and more often. Akram, obviously probably one of the most notable players who's performed insane recently in DreamHack NA West Finals, was running the pistol at almost any opportunity he could. But obviously, Grief himself there, unfortunately, just bounced off the bounce and couldn't get it. I mean, it's a decent play. If he can pop that crash pad, maybe throw it underneath, it is a great thing we're seeing more and more often. It's crazy when crash pads were added to pubs. I feel like public matches, they just didn't have that same kind of utility. Now they've been added to competitive. You see these players like even Martos out of EU just revolutionizing how people use these to get into boxes and just close out fights quicker. They're not just a choice of mobility. They're also a choice of just getting into boxes, getting out of boxes. They add so much utility to your kit, and that's why we're seeing pretty much every pro we tune into carrying at least 3 to 6 of them if they can.
Has an opportunity, yeah, definitely does not have time to sit here. He has to get in now, or else he's going to be taking this 5 tick of damage. That's going to be 3 ticks already so far. In the snipe as he comes in onto Logic, and that's going to be massive here now because he didn't have material to go as well. So this is huge for him.
I think he's just making sure he's safe before he goes onto that loot pile. I'm assuming that player must have had maybe no material. That's why they were banked up in there. And not even using the mini. He wants to push this fight. He has meds to use. He could go up to 150 effective health here, but he wants to close this fight out quickly. He has hit some heavy tags, and he is playing aggressive and backing himself. Awkward spot to try and build around here, but Commandment, I have to think that Commandment just went down to that stink. Surely that wasn't his own stink. Must have been an opponent that saw this fight was breaking out, throws the stink in, but then how would Nobu get the elimination? I think Commandment has to have just stunk himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking happened there for sure. Commandment might have been... Melo's in the same situation, though. 3 damage below the threshold, so he needs a tag. And no, he's going to get sniped and dinked by Joji. So 2 players who needed the tag. And Joji's going to be the one that finds it. Competitive peers, but on the other side, a player who doesn't need that at all, it's Bucky. Everyone knows that Bucky is one of the scariest when he's on and rolling, and looks like he's here to do the same thing. And someone's going to jump in from behind. Oh my gosh. What was a favorable situation all of a sudden crumbles beneath his feet here, and Frats finds that opportunity to take out Bucky.
Any player that's running low on material can get a bit of a refresh, but also get a bit of cover inside those actual builds. As I talk about someone who needs some cover, except goes down, was looking very, very worse for wear there on low health. Kaz just gets a few P90 shots in, and it's enough to take him out. Some epic SMG. action.
Let's give him some respect on that. He's got 4 eliminations. Let's not forget, he came right out of the new drop spot over by the Coral Castle. So that's massive, right? That means he's running his drop spot. He's finding favorable situations there. And then these mid-game elims, these mid-game frags are so important. With 5 crash pods now as well, he's not going to have a single issue making this next rotate. The decision here now, though, is whether or not he can stay up. And oh, as I say that, Caster's Curse engaged, because he gets tagged massively here. And now he has no more shield.
He's got no shield left. Got the 1 flopper, but that's not going to do a whole lot on these rotates. We've seen how clinical these guys' aims can be. They can just take people out now, and you need a bit of extra shield to make this rotate. But Kaz does have the crash pads. He's going to use them. Nice little go through, and Rox was waiting for it. So much recyclable utility. We just see it as like a bounce house, but finally some players actually popping them out. We see someone using the crash pads and popping them as they go through, like I talked about earlier, making sure that people can't follow their rotate path. As we see Nico in a really good position. He's got great material. He's got a good loadout. He's got the crash pad to go over the top of this whole fight now. And I think we're starting to get back towards more of that World Cup meta where so many people are rotating through the sky that it feels a bit safer to do so yourself. You don't get focused as quickly as Nico gets straight into the box and takes down Censored. That is a big name to go down, as Kanata takes down Edgy in the feed as well. So 2 of the big names here are now gone, and Nico has the shockwave launcher in his hands.
Let's not forget, Scoped also takes out Rokane there in the feed. So showing you guys big names being dropped here. Leaderboards are going to be affected now because of that, making the competition that much more closer and closer. Someone working his way up, though, is right here, Nico. And now that he has Kit's shockwave launcher, this is going to be absolutely massive for him. This could be a huge game. He's got everything that he needs here now. Crash pads are going to come out, though. Shots are being traded. Tacky being tagged down, and he's out. And it's from P-God. P-God running through the mid game behind another player now, Aussie, and that's an 86 shot. He is pumping and chugging through right now.
These crash pads make the end game so exciting. They're just going through boxes, going forward, whether it's through people, around people, over people. They are just going towards the next zone at all costs as it goes up this mountain. And you touched on it, Nico has to be looking good going up this mountain with that shockwave launcher. I can actually hear it in the background as you see Polarized picking up an elimination. Daxor as well. P-God finds his way in. He's only got 4 builds left, so he needs to make them count. On this low ground, as someone's above him, see if he can put this legendary charge shotgun to use, and he can't find the angle. Stuck down here in such a situation. Miro gets elimination. Scoped as well now. Can P-God make his way out of this and fight with his back against the wall? He gets in through this wall as I say that, but he just can't find the opponent. He's having to wrap around to see what he can do with no materials to his name.
And that's a respectful decision right here. I love that he's reading the map, even with nothing left, and it doesn't matter. He's going to find Frat now. This is the refresher that he needed. 200 material gained into the inventory and all the ammunition to take it through. Not to mention, he's full shield here now, Aussie. This is a game that he can very likely take all the way through to at least top 5. Drops a player down now, looks for the big shot. Not going to quite connect. Someone who is feeding up, though, is Kanata, because he finds not builds in the feed, and things are really going for him now. P-God follows through with another one. It's Kanata, and Kanata finds Scope there as well. 6 elims for P-God.
This is a big finish here. It's off this mountain too, so we have some insane verticality for these players to deal with. Cease goes down, who probably had that grapple gun, comes through now, takes down Little. P-God is putting on a clinic. He is putting big name after big name in the dust. Vix goes down as well. We have 4 players alive. I have to assume Nico is still in there somewhere with that shockwave launcher. The question is going to be, does he still have the rockets? He had to go up a mountain, across the mountain, onto high ground, and now down. If he has rockets left, this game is going to break up very quickly across this verticality. If he doesn't, though, this could be P-God's chance. He has 60 builds. You have to think that he has the material advantage with all those eliminations that he gathered in that early to mid ground. And there it is, Nico on the high ground, Archive, P-God, and Seabear. It's going back through those old builds. So we have a bit of breathing room now. The players can reassess where they are, get their grip, because P-God was just clawing at anything he could there, and he did well with it, but now he's a bit more in control. He has this position. The players beneath him is scoping it out, needs to see if he's going to go down and go for it, or is he going to keep getting those insane placement points that we know these players are getting now. Drops in. The decision is out of his hand. He gets rocketed down, but no, manages to get back up. This is going so slowly right at the very end, but no, gonna speed up now. P-God doesn't want to play for second. He doesn't want to let Nico use that shockwave launcher and take the victory. He wants to take the fight to him with the crash pads, takes the high ground off him. He's up the top. He's getting chopped out though. Nico drops back into the storm. Are we gonna see 2 games in a row go to a heal off? Nico says yes. P-God, Archive maybe don't have the control. P-God goes down. Nico coming back around. Archive going for a med kit heal off. We have not seen this in such a long time in competitive Fortnite. Doesn't pop, it doesn't. He mistimes it, and Nico proving the shockwave launcher victorious again in game 2.
might have won with the shockwave launcher again. But who is it actually going to be when my haze clears up?
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of static right now, but we know it's about to get really dynamic once the next game starts to go underway.